Have you ever wondered where humanity truly began? Not in a cave or a barren wasteland, but in a garden. A place so perfect, so vibrant, it was called Eden, which means pleasure or delight. This wasn't just a garden, it was the cradle of mankind, a living testament to a grand, beautiful design. Let's journey back, not just in time, but across landscapes, following ancient clues that whisper of this lost paradise. The Bible gives us specific geographical markers. A river flowing out of Eden, which then divided into 4 headwaters: the Pishon, the Gihon, the Tigris, and the Euphrates. 2 of these rivers, the Tigris and Euphrates, are still major waterways in the Middle East today, carving their paths through modern-day Iraq. This immediately anchors our search in a real, tangible part of the world. Imagine this place. It wasn't just about survival, it was about abundance, a world without thorns or thistles, where the ground yielded its fruit freely. The air was pure, the water crystal clear. The Bible describes trees that were pleasing to the eye and good for food. Think of the most beautiful orchard you've ever seen, the most stunning botanical garden, and multiply its beauty 1,000 times. This was a place where humanity walked with God in the cool of the day, a direct, unbroken fellowship. The purpose of Eden was profound. It was a divine sanctuary, a place where heaven and earth met. Adam was placed in the garden not just to enjoy it, but to work it and take care of it. This wasn't toil as we know it. It was joyful collaboration, a partnership with the Creator in cultivating beauty and order. It was a life of purpose, creativity, and relationship. Man was given dominion, a sacred trust to steward the earth, reflecting the benevolent rule of God. Every sunrise was a promise, every sunset a peaceful conclusion to a day spent in perfect harmony with nature and its maker. The description also mentions precious materials. The land of Havilah, where the Pishon flowed, had gold, aromatic resin, and onyx. This wasn't a primitive beginning, it was a rich one. These weren't just decorative details. They were materials later designated for building the tabernacle and the temple, holy places where God would dwell among his people. The implication is staggering. Eden itself was the original temple, the first holy mountain. So where was it? The clues of the Tigris and Euphrates point us to ancient Mesopotamia, often called the Fertile Crescent. For centuries, explorers and scholars have theorized, poring over satellite imagery and ancient texts. Some suggest the location is now submerged beneath the Persian Gulf, a region that was dry land thousands of years ago. Others look to the highlands of Armenia or southern Turkey, near the sources of these great rivers. Each theory is a fascinating puzzle piece in this grand detective story. The river system described is unique, a single river that parts into 4. Geologists have struggled to find a modern-day equivalent, leading some to believe the landscape was dramatically altered by a global event, like the Great Flood described in Genesis. Imagine a world with a different topography, where rivers flowed in patterns we no longer see. The flood could have scoured the land, burying Eden and its secrets deep beneath layers of sediment, lost to time but not to memory. But the story of Eden is more than a geographical quest. It's a quest for our own identity. It tells us that our original design was for connection, for beauty, for meaningful work, and for a deep spiritual relationship. The loss of Eden wasn't just the loss of a place, it was the fracture of that relationship. A veil was drawn between the divine and the human, yet the memory of the garden never left us. It echoes through our myths, our legends, and our deepest longings. The human heart still searches for Eden. We seek it in nature, in love, in art, in moments of peace and profound connection. We landscape our own gardens, trying to recreate a small piece of that original paradise. This longing is a homing signal, a reminder of what we were made for. The Bible's narrative doesn't end with exile from the garden. In fact, it's just the beginning of a grand story of redemption. The entire biblical arc is about restoration, about the journey back to the tree of life. The prophets spoke of a future time when the desert would bloom like a rose, when the wolf would lie down with the lamb, images that powerfully evoke a restored Eden. And the story culminates in the very last book, Revelation, with a breathtaking vision. Not of a return to the original garden, but of something even greater, A holy city, the New Jerusalem, where the tree of life stands once again, its leaves for the healing of the nations. A river of the water of life flows from the throne of God, and there is no more death or sorrow or crying or pain. The ultimate fulfillment of the Edenic promise is a renewed creation where God dwells with humanity forever. So, the search for Eden is twofold. It's a historical and geographical investigation into our origins, a fascinating puzzle written in the very landscape of our planet. But it's also a spiritual journey. It's about understanding the original blueprint for humanity and recognizing the deep-seated desire in all of us for that lost harmony. It gives us a framework for our own lives, a longing for restoration, and a hope for a future where all things are made new. The Garden of Eden is not just a story from the distant past. It is a promise for the future and a key to understanding ourselves right now. What an incredible story, right? From a real place with real rivers to a divine promise for all humanity. What are your thoughts on the location of Eden? Do you see echoes of it in our world today? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. And if you found this journey as inspiring as I do, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more explorations into the deep mysteries of our world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.